And so now we're dealing with legs. So now the idea is we're going to do 3 different movements, and each of those moves, like I said early on, if you can't do all 3, do 2. Eventually, you can get 6 deep in a program like this. So I'm hoping that you stay connected, because as we add a movement, eventually you'll have all 3 strength sequences, but you'll have 6 moves, and you just will be able to really hammer right through them. So right now, I want you to be able to hammer through a sequence, take a breather, knock out the other sequence, sequence 2, take a breather, get to sequence 3, take a breather. Then we start doing multiple rounds where you come back and knock them out again, boom, boom, boom. So there's all kinds of ways that I'll pitch it to you, but just understand the general concept. So here we go. All right, so we got reverse lunges, and we have, okay, so now this is cool, because there's a couple ways you can do this. If you have been doing lunges, it is time to do a slunge. Let's go over it first. First thing is the reverse lunge. Now, of course, if you're doing a reverse lunge, if you're watching this, you're likely using resistance, and you have at least a vest on, because at this point you're beyond body weight. Okay, by the time you get to a C format, you should have been through that in A. Okay, so here we go. So body upright, very important. Check me out, because when you do a lunge, most people want to step way back. And by doing so, they're pushing off the back leg. Front leg didn't really get the work. So what we want to do is get more of a vertical movement, so you're going down. So we're actually really relying on this muscle, hamstring, and so forth. And by my heel being connected to the ground, I'm driving through the full foot, the whole foot, with more emphasis on the heel than anything else. So body's upright, I'm dropping down, I'm back to the top. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now 1 position is right here with the dumbbells. 2 position is right here, and this is definitely tougher. So it looks the same. 3 position, right there. Okay, so if you've already been through all of those, which most of you have, many of you have. If you have not, that's where you need to be. That would be movement 1. If that's not the challenge any longer, you want to get into doing slides. So place your foot on the slide, body upright. I'll go this way so you can see the same side. Body upright. Put the ball of your foot and make sure it covers your whole entire toe. So when it slides back, the edge of your foot is not hitting the carpet. You can get bigger slides too. Body upright, drop it down, pull. So it's more of a pull back to the top. So drive to the floor and a pull. So this one is actually definitely better. Definitely more challenging. It's more fluid, more natural, and yes, you can add dumbbells to this movement as well. Right? However you hold them. It's all the same. Okay, so that's the first movement. Next one is the side lunge. So of course, if you're doing it with no weight, check me out. When you step to the side, okay, this leg is straight. We've all done the side lunge if you're watching this, so I'm just taking it to the next level. We are stable over here. We do not want to finish here. We want to finish with your knee, hip, foot, everything in line, to the point that the weight is really not on this leg anymore anyway. And then we push back to that position. So you step out, put the weight in there, use it, drive out. Don't use this one. Keep that straight, okay? So once you're comfortable with those, you can go right to left. So you might drop in this direction, good technique, push out, switch right here, reach, same thing, both sides. And if you see it from the side angle, you see I got a nice lunge, a nice, flexion, good range of motion going. So try to get deep in there, try to do it correctly. Okay, so side lunge is cool. You can do it with, weights down, 1 position, do it with 2 position. So if you were doing this with dumbbells, you have to split the feet. So stepping out, splitting the foot, back to the top. Same thing from one side to the other. back to the top. Up here, definitely tougher. Same thing. We don't have a 3 position for the side lunge. Okay, so now the slunge, side slunge. Gonna use this line, keep your foot nice and straight. Gonna place the ball of my foot lightly, because if you're putting pressure on this thing, it won't slide very well. So you gotta really use it. It really forces you to use the stabilizing leg. So slide out, keep that angle I taught, pull it right back in. 2, 3, keeping the knee stable. 4, the knee's gonna wanna do all kinds of squiggly stuff. Keep it stable. With this one here, you switch, same thing. Body upright, keep the leg light, be ready to work this. Drop down into it, hips go back, arms go forward, drive and squeeze. Using inner thigh, glutes, everything's happening at the same time right here. Let's go, drop down, squeeze. And as you get more comfortable, you can get fluid. Boom. All right, cool. Last one is the jump squat. If you're, you should be jumping with resistance at this point, okay? But I'm focusing more so on mechanics, so I'm just gonna kind of go over what it looks like. But jump squat, you generally have 2 different positions with your arms, 1 or 2, or you're doing body jump squats right here, right? So if you're not using weight, this is what it looks like. Make sure you get those hips in the game, okay? Pop out. Notice it's fluid. I'm not stopping at any point. I'm not jumping, landing, squatting, and jumping. Keep it fluid. You want to keep the power moving, right? So if you're doing it with dumbbells, you can actually keep the dumbbells in the 1 position. I'll go forward this time. You can go 2 position. The whole idea is just to remain stable. So notice the alignment. So your feet can't start out here. They have to start under your hips. So when you jump, you want your hips, your feet, and everything in perfect alignment, right? Okay, so we're down, popping, same thing. Doesn't change. Doesn't change.